What's up? This is Boxing Wave. I'm here to speak on Amir Khan against Louis Collazo. These guys are fighting on May 3rd under the Floyd Mayweather Marcos Maidana fight. This is my personal favorite fight on the card. Okay, I think this is the most competitive fight. I think this is a 50-50 fight. No matter which way you look at it, I think it could go either way. All right, I like both of these fighters. Both of these guys are you have one very experienced fighter. I mean, they're both very experienced guys, but both of them have two totally different styles, and I like matches like that where styles are gonna clash or whatever. And it should be a very competitive fight. No matter who you think wins, it can definitely go either way. Now, Amir Khan is coming off of a win against Julio Diaz. He hasn't fought in a year though, right? That fight was about a year ago. He was supposed to fight in December. He ducked that fight with Devin Alexander because he was trying to get a shot at Floyd Mayweather, and he didn't want to take any risk of losing to Devin Alexander. So he skips that fight, and he doesn't even get his shot at Mayweather. All right, Mayweather picked Marcos Maidana instead of him, and now he has a little ring rust. All right, and even in that fight, he didn't look that impressive. I mean, he did win, but he was knocked down. He was hurt in that fight. So he really didn't look that impressive, and that was a fight where he was supposed to showcase his talent. That was supposed to be stay busy, look good type of fight. Before that, he beat Carlos Molina, and right before that fight, he got knocked out by Danny Garcia, and I think he lost to Lamont Peterson in the fight before that. So he hasn't looked very impressive lately. A lot of people question whether or not he was even worthy of fighting Floyd Mayweather, which is why the fight probably didn't happen, because a lot of fans were upset with that fight, okay? Now, Louis Collazo is a veteran. He's been a champion. He's been in the ring with Shane Mosley. He's been in the ring with Ricky Hatton, Andre Berto. He's coming off of a knockout win against Victor Ortiz, second round knockout. I was there for that fight. Had a great time. It was a great fight. Louis Collazo looked very impressive in that fight. But at the same time, it was Ortiz's first fight back, returning from a 2-year injury. He broke his jaw on his last fight, and he hasn't fought in a while. But it still was an impressive win because, you finished a guy off in 2 rounds. A guy with a name like that and had just fought Mayweather 2 fights before that. It's really impressive no matter which way you look at it, okay? Whatever, excuse or reasoning you want to give or try to discredit Louis Collazo for that fight because of Victor Ortiz's condition or whatever, it's still an impressive win in my opinion, okay? So, one thing about Louis Collazo, 2 of the fights that he lost in, all right, I think he was robbed against Andre Berto. I think he clearly won that fight. And I thought he also won the fight against Ricky Hatton, okay, by like 2 or 3 rounds maybe. All right, but he wasn't the bigger name at the time. I feel like they gave these 2 other fighters their gift decision in those fights, all right? So, Louis Collazo, like I said, he's a veteran. He's a pretty solid fighter all the way around. He's an above average fighter all the way around. He doesn't have the best hand speed or like the biggest punching power or anything like that. But he's solid in the sense that he's good at everything. He's not really great at one thing, but he's good at everything. But one thing I can say that he's really impressive in is he's good at fighting really aggressive fighters. He has a tough chin. You never seen him seriously hurt. He's been down before, but there's any of his losses, he's never been knocked out. Okay, he always brings a tough fight. He handles guys with punching power well. He handles guys with fast hands well. So he's a pretty good counter puncher as well. So this is a good style wise. I think this is a good matchup for him. I don't think this is something that he can't handle. All right. Amir Khan has blazing hand speed. He has good ring generalship. Very explosive fighter. He has solid power. Good footwork. You know what I'm saying? Only problem is he's very easy to time. He has that style where he jumps in and jumps right back out. When he's on the offense, he jumps in. He throws a lot of punches. He's a very active, very busy fighter in the ring. But he's very easy to time. He does pretty much the same thing over and over. And even with his more training, his training with Virgil Hunter, he still kind of has the same problem, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And this is why he always gets in trouble, because sooner or later he's gonna get timed, and it only takes experienced fighter to time him when he jumps in and counter him. Okay. Now, the way I see the fight going, I see Amir Khan having a good start. He usually has a good start first couple of rounds of the fights, even the fights that he's lost, like to Danny Garcia. He looked good and very impressive early. And when he gets caught, he has a terrible jaw. He gets caught. He has like a heart of a lion. He loves to fight, but at the same time, he doesn't have the jaw for it. Once he gets hit, he's always wobbling. He's always out on his feet. He'll get up, but he's always out cold on his feet. And I think that is what is going to happen in this fight. I think he's going to have an early start, good start. I think he might even go several rounds with Louis Collazo while looking good. But Louis Collazo, veteran that he is, he's going to know how to play this game. And he's been in there with better fighters, in my opinion. And I think he's going to find a way to pull this win. He's going to hurt Khan. I don't think he's going to knock him out cold with one punch, but I think he's going to drop him more than once in this fight. Whether he knocks him out, whether he stops him, he'll still have enough points racked up for him to win the fight. I think at the second half of this fight, he's going to be the aggressor. Okay, at no point, no way do I see Amir Khan stopping him. If Amir Khan wins the fight, it will be by decision, being dominated. He could play a smart fight and stay on the outside and just use his hand speed and his jab and keeping Louis Collazo on the end of his jab. But Amir Khan, he likes to get inside, especially when he's winning. He gets a little eager and he gets caught with something. It happens all the time. So the way I see the fight going, I think Louis Collazo is going to win by maybe 7th or 8th round stoppage. Okay, I think he's gonna have the weight advantage as far as fighter at 147. He's been fighting at 147 for a long time. He's been champion at 147. This is a step up for Amir Khan, moving up in weight. Even though Louis Collazo is not a big puncher, he will be a big puncher for Khan compared to the other guys that Khan has fought up to this point. Okay. I also think that being off a year layoff, he's gonna have a little ring rust in there too. Okay, against Louis Collazo, and I just don't see Amir Khan winning this fight. It's very possible, but I got Louis Collazo winning by decision or a late stoppage. All right, like maybe not late, maybe like a middle 7th, 8th round stoppage, in my opinion. Okay, that's the way I see the fight going. Or by decision, all right? So, I still think it's a 50-50 fight. Whoever thinks Amir Khan is going to win this fight, it's very possible. Amir Khan does have some advantages in there in the ring. But I just don't think he's experienced enough to beat Louis Collazo, all right? One more thing, too. I think this is going to be the best of Amir Khan that we've seen. All right, so this is why I think it's a 50-50 fight. This is another reason why I think this is going to be a competitive fight, because Amir Khan actually believes that if he wins this fight, he's going to get a shot at Floyd Mayweather. Okay, so he's gonna come in there the best he's ever came, and this is why it could be a really close fight and it can go either way. But I'm going for a Louis Collazo. All right, so leave your thoughts, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter. Thanks.